had some motor issues and then took a couple wild rides. So his season ended pretty short, but put on a definitely good run to OVSCA for 10th. Aaron Higgins in 9th was part of the John Schubrooks team this year. We've seen Aaron in his own car a lot of years, but this year he paired up, and John was just outside the top 15. They were at almost every show. I'm not sure if Aaron had perfect attendance, but it was pretty close. I know John was right there with them in perfect attendance. Greg Mitchell. Greg was our personal cheerleader. Whenever the night was going bad, he was the first one to pat us on the back and say, "It's all right, it's going well, good job," or "We're going to be here, we're going to be all right." So thanks to him, especially for his support over the years. He's been very, very consistent and supportive since the beginning. Down up here, all right, Mark Imler. Mark is one of our big spokesmen, I think, over in the Chillicothe area. They really like him over there. He's got a bunch of fans that direction. So we really liked having him along with us and participating in the series this year. I know he had a lot of work there at the beginning and wasn't able to participate, maybe as much as he'd like to, but we saw him a lot more this year, and we're glad to have him along. Wes McClunkey. I think this was breakout year for Wes. I don't know what you guys think, but if he wasn't in some crazy wreck, he had some really killer races at the end of the year. I was pretty excited for him. I think that he's finally really getting comfy in his car. I don't know, there was one night I thought he was gonna take the win, but I think he might have put it somewhere it didn't fit. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure he didn't even finish the race with like 3 laps to go. Dave Dixon in 5th. That's all. For lack of picking favorites, no, I'm just teasing. Dad was champion last year and had a pretty good year this year. Had some bad luck. He was up until what race was it that he didn't finish?
Let's talk about the one you didn't go to.
At the very, yeah. He missed a race this year. It was the first race since the very beginning of OVSCA that the 7A was not at the track, and Todd Fry was really upset. So, but he finished up until the very end of the season every single race. He had 0 DNFs, which I think is pretty impressive. Josh Davis. Josh is that silent competitor. I don't know if you guys would agree, but he seems to be the one that's always right there peeking in, and he's taking advantage of every single opportunity.
Unless the track's not good.
Unless the track is Beckley. He doesn't really like that one. No, Josh has been so consistent, and before we really had any PR or any direction with our website or anything like that, Josh was always the voice for OVSCA. So in the past, we really appreciate that. He gave us some really awesome plugs along the way. Jim Stinson. He's 2-time defending champion. Right? 2 or 3? 2, he thinks. All right. Jim was given a pretty good run for his money this year. I think it was a pretty fun year for him. Missed some races at the end, and I think that cost him some points. But he had a great season in Billy's car, and as always, it was fun to watch up front. The last 2 pretty much were neck and neck, I think, until the very last race. Whether it was, I'm not sure if it was OVSCA points or Skyline points, but they were constantly calling me, "What's the point? What's the point? What's the point?" Nudging each other around on the track, and I'm pretty sure for the last 5 races, they ran side by side every race. So it was an awesome point race at the end of the year. And Corey Crabtree finished 2nd. run there at the end. I think he won like 4 straight and kind of made Nathan shake a little bit in his boots whether he was going to be able to compete for points or not. Thanks.
Yes.
Alright. And first place was Nathan Skaggs. He is currently racing motocross in Maryland right now. So his car owner, Harold Beasley, is here to represent for him. I know they had some really bad luck through the middle of the season and were pretty afraid that they weren't going to get that monkey off their back, and I think Rush Creek was the turning point there about the middle of the season, and things started looking good. So thanks for all the support to Harold too, and let's go here and get Nathan's award, or your award.
Come on, Slowpoke. Coffee
Since we're going to give all you guys the opportunity to speak with the skyline thing, the top 5 specifically, I'm going to go ahead and just open it up to any of you if you want to thank your sponsors, if you want to say anything, favorite memory or whatever, you're more than welcome to do so. Otherwise, jump in for a group picture and we'll move on. Vincent, you want to make a speech?
Not particularly.
Nobody wants to thank sponsors.
No, I'm just going to recognize my guys here. First of all, Billy, he's been there for me for 4 or 5 years. I got great help here. Gary, he's kind of semi-retired on the race team last year, but he stuck with us through about 3/4 of the season. Couldn't do it without these guys, so I recognize those 2 guys, and of course Jay Burr here. He's been with us all year, and if you don't mind, give these guys a round of applause.
First off, I have to thank Mom and Dad for supporting me.
Really loud.
Millhone Motorsports and Fat Cat Designs, Orange Fat Cat Designs, Sean Anderson back there for supporting me. B&P Miller, couldn't do it without you guys, so just thank you guys.